Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of Absalom and Achitophel by John Dryden. This was first published in 1681 and this was a direct response to a political crisis faced by King Charles II from 1679 to 1681. This was also known as the Exclusion Crisis, where the king's opponents in the parliament tried to exclude Charles's brother James from the succession on the grounds that he was a Roman Catholic. Absalom and Achitophel is a satiric narrative poem in which Dryden uses a biblical allegory to discuss the events and main personalities involved in this crisis. The poem mocks the king's opponents and openly reveals Dryden's staunchly royalty sympathies. Dryden had written this in heroic couplets. Dryden was born in Northamptonshire, England in 1631, and in 1659 he made his literary debut with a poem marking the death of Oliver Cromwell. He wrote two poems celebrating King Charles II's return and coronation called Astrea Redux in 1660 and To His Sacred Majesty in 1661. His notable works include Secret Love or The Maiden Queen, The Conquest of Granada, Marriage a la Mode, All for Love, Dramatic Poesy, The Hint and the Panther. Dryden became the first poet laureate of England in 1668, a post he would hold until 1689. When King Charles II was forced to abdicate in 1688, Dryden's political and religious learnings were suddenly out of step with the time and he lost his post as poet laureate. His final play was Love Triumphant in 1694. He died in 1700 and was buried in the Poets' Corner at Westminster Abbey. On the surface, Absalom and Achitophel appears to be retelling a story from the Bible. David, the king of Israel, has many sons from many wives and concubines, but his favorite son is Absalom. The poem's speaker implies that Absalom's character contains certain flaws, all of which are either excused or overlooked by his doting father. Meanwhile, King David's subjects grow restless and dissatisfied, even though King David is a competent and merciful monarch. Plot soon arises that threaten the stability of David's rule, and a man named Achitophel soon takes the lead. In the past, Achitophel disguised himself in royal service, but he has now grown corrupted by ambition and seeks to stir up popular resentment for his own gain. Achitophel turns to Absalom using his rhetorical powers to persuade the young man that he should join the plot against the king and seize power for himself over the rightful heir. At first, Absalom resists, praising his father's rule, but he is soon overcome by his dissatisfaction with his illegitimate status and his own desire for power. He eventually agrees to join Achitophel's schemes. The plan is that Absalom will take up arms against his father's supposed enemies, claiming to safeguard the throne, while in actuality pressurizing King David into declaring him the heir. Other disreputable people soon join the plot, with the poem's speaker describing and mocking their faults. Absalom sets out to woo the public and is enthusiastically received by many. In comparison, King David's allies are few, but the poem's speaker names and praises the most prominent of them. Throughout the poem, the speaker offers a defense of the legitimacy of monarchy, denouncing mob rule and the civil unrest threatened by the plotters. King David, now aware of the plot against him, delivers an impassioned speech denouncing his enemies and asserting his right to rule. The poem ends abruptly after King David's speech with the speaker assuring the reader that God was on David's side and that David's kingship will soon be restored and strengthened against the would-be plotters. And here ends the poem. If you have anything more to add on what I have said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.